Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. My name is Sue Ellis-Saller, and I am here to present to you today a way to go from feeling frustrated to feeling in the flow with your content and marketing strategy. So I can understand how frustrating and overwhelming it can feel to create content on a regular basis for your social media, for your blog, for your podcast, for your videos. And I'm here to, kind of show you a way to make it really much more easy, much easier, and kind of create a more flowing process for creating content for yourself, for your marketing strategies, and how to look at your content creation in a totally different way that'll free up a lot more of your energy to focus on doing fun things, talking about fun things, to working with clients, to creating courses and doing things that actually inspire you rather than feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to create content. It's such a pain in the rear. So today, let me share my screen with you. And this is going from frustrated to in the flow, as I said. And this is easy content planning. So everything in your business should be easy. I'll take that back. Sometimes it's not so easy, but you want to make anything you can make easier. So let's start so you can get your content planned out and easily create information-rich pieces on a weekly basis. That's all you need to do is create one thing a week. So you can take that one piece and pull out little bits and gems that you can use as your social media strategy for the week. You can even create this in batches, which is totally awesome. So if you're having a good hair day, if your kids are at school, if you have some time and energy, just sit down and create all in one go, and then you can divide that up and use it later on. So who am I? My name is Sue Ellis-Saller. I'm a US expat. I live near Vienna, Austria, and I'm a professional tarot reader. I've been reading tarot online for like 7 years now, and I am a Reiki master. I do online and in-person readings when there's not COVID going on, and I also love helping spiritual and sensitive entrepreneurs with their work as well. So we're going to talk today about who you would like to help also with your services, your posts, and what kind of transformation are they looking for. And a lot of times in our field, they're just looking for their spiritual transformation. They're looking to get that next step up in their spiritual transformation, or else they're looking for things like how to use the law of attraction in their life, how they can create, how they can shift their energy, how they can create a life that they love living, and using magical elements in that work. And we are lucky because we have this beautiful online group of peers and inspirational people, and also people who are doing things in a way that we don't really jive with, so that we can actually talk about those things as well, because you don't want to avoid that controversy of even though this person is doing it this way, I think this is a better way of doing it. It might be controversial, but it might actually stimulate conversation. And then also think about what kind of 101 information you want to create for your clients and your audience as well. So what are those basic things that everybody is asking about in the tarot groups online, that they're asking about in the witchy groups online, that you remember being fascinated by when you first started out, or that you're working on perfecting, or different things and experiments that you're trying with magic right now that you can share with other people. And then also, the content types that you have to use. So spell casting, time of year, different Sabbats, different feast times, the full and the new moon, how you use the elements and the energies of the time in order, and how can you share that on social media, on your web, or on your blog, and also creating it in a way that you can use time and time and time again. So you can actually create a library of evergreen content that you can use over and over again. And that's the thing that is really important. So keywords are connection. And keywords, I think, is something that people often overlook, but they're really, really super important. So finding out what they're searching for in Google, in Pinterest, in YouTube, in Facebook isn't so much of like a keyword search engine as the other. So Pinterest, YouTube, and Google. Each platform does have its own unique keywords, so you want to make sure that you're looking at each platform individually to see exactly how people are searching for it within that platform. So this is as simple as opening a Google page and typing out new moon rituals, for example. And then you'll see what the top articles are that are talking about new moon rituals. And then down at the bottom of the Google page, there's also some longer form keyword chains that will tell you even more specifically what they're looking for. And you can always use those as ideas for your blog and social media content. And then, like I mentioned in the last slide, like look at what everybody in the community is talking about, and you can always add your own spin. You can always expand on the conversation. You can look at what points other people are making and add your 2 cents worth to it. Because as you know, for a really, really, really long time, the information that we share as spiritual people, as witches, as energy healers, was all verboten. It was all, kept underground. It was all taboo. And so right now we're in a really unique space where we are the ones who are creating content and teaching the next generation this mystical experience and how to work with it in order to better their lives. So we're so lucky to be where we are right now. And it's almost like, I feel like it's our responsibility to share this content and create these resources for people in so many different areas that it can't be gotten rid of in the future. And no, I want to say a caveat, because there is like Baby Witch and there's a lot of people who, but on the other hand, I'm all like, okay, sorry. So there are people who are doing things in a way that some of us are like, ooh, that's not a good way. But on the other hand, when you see like a baby witch trends, or you see people doing things that you're just like, give that space, because we are all experimenting with energy, with possibility, with the foundations of our work. And so, of course, you can comment on what you think other people are doing. And if it's wrong, then say why you think it's wrong and what you think is right about it. And I really feel like, on the one hand, these trends are something to keep an eye on, but you don't have to be a slave to the trends. You can make your own trends and you can do your own thing, and you can find a micro niche that's really in love with how you do things and what you have to share. So getting back to creating your flow. So again, consider who you are talking to. Who is the person who wants to learn from you? What are you sharing with them, and what do they want to know? Use those things to plan your 8 to 12 weeks. 8 weeks doesn't mean 40 different topics. So 5 days a week times 8 is 40. 8 weeks is actually 8 big topics that you can break down into 5 to 7 different points or views, or even 3 if you just want to do like standard 3 posts on Instagram, Facebook, and 1 post per week on YouTube, and then break that down. And so that is part 2. So take each topic and create 1 big piece of content for that topic, and then take that piece of content and mine the gems from it. Mine those little nuggets of information, those little quotes that are really succinct and to the point, and really capture the energy of what you're trying to say. So educate your audience, introduce yourself, be weird, fly your freak flag, give people the insight in who you are, because they want to connect with you as a person. They don't want a, kind of that vanilla, boring personality or persona that's like kind of got everything stripped out to make it more sellable. They want the nitty gritty and the deep down information about you, but just try and find that point between sharing and oversharing. You don't want to air your relationship worries or, there's just that point, or every little incident and situation that goes on with your life. And then don't forget, this is something I see people doing all the time. Don't forget to put your offers out there. Don't forget to tell people how to get a reading with you. Don't forget to tell them when your startup date for your new course is. Don't forget to tell them to join you at your course or this workshop that you're sharing with other people. And especially nowadays, when so much is going online, you can do a Zoom meeting, you can do a course on, Podia or New Zenler or whatever. But you want to let people know so that they know how to buy it, when to show up, all the different details. So, okay, and this is what I was talking about before. One piece of content can turn into 100 different things for you. If you make a recording on Zoom or on StreamYard, you can pull out the audio from it actually and use that as a podcast. And then you can take little audio files from that and make little WAV files, or you can take little snippets of the video and use it for Reels or TikToks or YouTube Shorts. And you can take that weekly blog post or whatever, you can put that, of course, you want to put it on YouTube so that it can be searched and recognized there. But then you can also take that video from YouTube and embed it into your website, which you should be doing anyway, because ultimately you want to run traffic to your website and not be ultra reliant on the different platforms. Because as we've seen before, you could go to Facebook jail. YouTube sometimes puts different profiles on, like in YouTube jail, or takes down some of their content. So you want to make sure that you have that content on your website as well. And also, make sure too that you address these timeless topics at least once a month, so that you can end up being the go-to resource for information in your specific niche or area. And don't worry about niching down. I can tell you right now, you do not want to work for anybody. You do not want to work with people who are going to be telling you that you are going to hell. You do not want to work with people who do not have the money to afford your services. You want to provide enough content for free that shows who you are as the expert, but you also want to keep some of that stuff behind a paywall, or put it in a book, or do one-to-one services. And so really don't be scared of like niching down into a specific practice type or specific modality that you work with, or, kind of working with a specific person. And let's see. So now taking that information, taking that one big content piece per week, you really want to set it up in a way that it is easier to mine, that it is easier to make those GIFs or little memes or whatever from. And so start with a script. When you have a script, it helps you to stay on topic. I love slides like this because then I can look at it. And then you can also use little bullet points out of there in order to make a carousel post. So if you start with a script, you have a main theme, you have 3 or 4 different things that you want to talk about for that carousel post. And then those are really hot right now, and they increase your algorithm scoring on Instagram. So just a little tip for you. And you also want to find your really, really good quotes out of there. And I'm firm believer in quoting yourself. You know, you see Ram Dass quotes, you see Wayne Dyer quotes, you see quotes from, you know, bigger people in the industry. Well, right now you are working on creating your platform. So say as many things that are quotable as you possibly can, and quote yourself. Don't feel like you're being egotistical by quoting yourself. You're being a smart business person by quoting yourself. Remember that you can share video files to YouTube and then embed them from your site from there. And I mentioned that in the last slide. And then pick out little gems from your content, like little video gems or little audio gems from your content. My tools that I use for that are Content Fries, Kapwing, and Wave for audio and video images. And the way that this works is video clips that are 15 to 60 seconds can be used as reels, Instagram reels. 15 to 60 seconds can also be used for TikTok. Up to 1 minute can go on your regular Instagram feed, and then they just increase the IGTV to up to 15 minutes. Some people are saying IGTV is kind of a dying place, but if you put it on there and you are able to run people to that content, then it's a good thing for you right now. And then short clips, like, you know, I think 2 seconds is a little bit too short. So we'll say like anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds. If you can get a quote that you can put onto a square image in Canva easily that succinctly states what you were saying, then you can use those for pieces of content for your week as well. So, and then start thinking about your content in content buckets, and then assign a bucket to each day in your social media. So Monday could be a quote, Tuesday could be a live, and you can take that live and break it down. Like I said, Wednesday, you can educate. So you can have like a topic for every Wednesday. And then Thursday, you can make an offer, or sometimes I do like Throwback Thursday and post an old blog post. Friday can be for testimonials. You always want to include testimonials in your work as well. And then Saturday and Sunday can be personal posts. You can also post personal stuff daily in your stories. Or another way you could do this is Monday is a live or a video, Tuesday is a reel from that video, Wednesday is the carousel post, like I mentioned before, that has a few of the different topics that you covered in that broader content. Thursday could be your offer. Friday can be your testimonial post, and then Saturday and Sunday again can be personal as well. So evergreen ideas, just to tell you this, I want to, for you to think about the way that you see content on the internet as well, because I think that a lot of the smaller people, when we're just starting out, we think that we have to create new content all the time. But if you look at commercials that you see, if you look at commercials on the feeds of your Instagram account or Facebook or YouTube or whatever, you see the same thing repeatedly over and over again. And the algorithm on Instagram and Facebook show your posts to about 5 to 7% of your audience. So theoretically, going off of that statistic, your whole audience isn't seeing any one post that you create. So you can reuse and repurpose content all of the time. And I do this for clients too. I'll make a series of either like I will take a carousel post, and I'll resize that in Canva to a story size post. And then I will use that again and again in their stories, because the stories disappear in 24 hours anyway. So repetition is absolutely fine. Coca-Cola does it, Taco Bell does it. Sorry if I'm using bad brands, but you'll see every major marketing firm uses repetition. And I think the statistic is also that a person needs to see and interact with your content at least 7 times before they'll purchase. And in this day and age, it might be even more because of, just because of the speed in which the internet feeds repopulate, or, so for example, Instagram is really a day's worth of posts, and just depending on how many people are following a specific brand or identity. And really sit down and think about your fact and 101 style content as evergreen. I created a list of topics in like 2015 that I could still be writing about in today. I could still make content that speaks to those things. So think about things like uses for rose quartz, or uses for plain clear quartz, or how you set up your altar, or what you do to change your altar, or what comes up when you're doing an energy healing and you feel a presence or entity in the room, or, you know, just different things like those that would really be interesting for the people who you're teaching. They would speak to your expertise in the subject, and they would be something that people would be interested in throughout the years. And like I said, ritual posts can be reused every month or year. And you might want to make a few different versions of the same post just to kind of freshen up your feed. Always stay within your branding for that. But really, those kind of things are what people are looking for, and they make you, as I said before, stand out as the expert. And, you know, gift certificates, invitations to webinars, different testimonials can be used again and again and again as well. So if you create 12 different testimonial posts, for example, from 12 different pieces of feedback, that's 12 weeks of posts, and then you can recycle that. So somebody in 3 months might see the same post that you posted 3 months ago, but it's not going to make a huge difference to them, but it's also going to remind them that, oh yeah, this person has been in business for a while, they're doing really good work, and this person has talked about them before in a good, positive way. So again, today we covered who you are, finding out who you are. We didn't really discover who your muse is, but let me talk about that now, because your muse is somebody who is kind of a step behind you, and or who is just starting out. And I posted something on my page the other day that said, what you think is basic would blow somebody else's mind. So think about the people who you are teaching. Think about the people, oh, we did cover who your muse is. Think about the people who want to learn what you have to say, and create your content with them in mind. And then don't forget, keywords are going to be really, really important, because if you have this really cool session type, or really cool, interesting way of presenting things, if a person isn't searching in Google or on Instagram for that thing, then they're not going to find you in your work, no matter how cool the name of it is, no matter how cool the content is. And so you want to keep keywords in mind when you're creating content and even naming your work. And you can create those content plans for 8 weeks. Just figure out 8 topics to talk about, make one big content piece, and then splice that out into a social media marketing plan using the content, that one big piece of content. And then, you know, using the content on multiple platforms, make sure that you're using the specific specs for that site. So make sure that if you're creating a post for Instagram, that, or for reels, I think a lot of people don't understand that a reel is actually that 9:16 story size post, instead of a regular square 1080 or 1080 by 1080 post. So keep those things in mind when you're creating content to use on multiple platforms. And then also consider evergreen content ideas, so that you can create a library of content for you to use over and over and over again, because then that keeps that flow going, that keeps them going from your ideas to your site to your services, ideas, site, services, again and again and again. So if you'd like to work with me, we can sit down and plan out your next half. or your next quarter. I wouldn't suggest going more than that, or we can sit down and brainstorm topic ideas and how to translate that into a robust social media and content marketing plan. I'm also going to be creating a gem mining course that can walk you through your videos. So the content brainstorming creation is a VIP day, whereas you can do like a brainstorming session with me an hour. It's $97, and you can message me for more information. You can schedule a discovery call with me, and we can talk about what is best for you to get support and guidance working your way through this. And you can join my Spiritual Business Basics group on Facebook. My membership program just started, and you can find out more about that at Spiritual Business Spotlight or spiritualbusinessspotlight.com, or on Instagram and Facebook. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through DMs. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of content you're creating that's going to help our community learn, thrive, grow, and change the world. So thanks so much for your time. Again, my name is Sue Ellis-Saller, and we will talk soon. Take care. Have a fabulous day.